I want everybody who's watching this video to listen to what it is that I have to say. This isn't going to be a long video, but it's an important one because a lot of you are close. A lot of you are close to the lives that you were meant to live, but you don't get there because you're not willing to make the sacrifice. You're not willing to go through the process of elimination. You're not willing to eliminate your addictions. You're not willing to eliminate your vices. You're not willing to eliminate your loser friends. And so, because of that, you stay stuck. And all of this just accumulates to dead weight that's holding you back from reaching orbit. Why do you think when rockets, when they blast off, they lose their propellers and they lose those little jet things in the back? It's because they can't, once a rocket reaches a certain level of elevation, it has to lose one of those rockets. It has to lose, or those little propellers. Not propellers, but it's like these little jet things in the back. You know what I mean? It pushes the rocket up. Once it reaches a certain level of elevation, one of those rockets has to go off because it becomes dead weight at that point in order for it to continue to go upward. And then another one has to go off, and then the final one has to go off before the rocket reaches orbit. That is exactly you. You have to lose the dead weight. Once you reach a certain point of elevation, once you reach a certain point, once you're ascending to certain levels, there are parts of you that just simply have to die and they cannot come with you. They can't. Social media. And listen, today's world with the technology and all the distractions and the entertainment, it just keeps you guys distracted. It keeps all of us distracted. Technology, social media, even your phones, believe it or not. Video games, women, men. There's a lot. Your loser friends. There's a lot of things that's holding you back that can be considered dead weight, but you don't want to let that go because it's uncomfortable, and you don't realize growth is in the discomfort. And I've expressed this in already a few of my videos already. Growth is in the discomfort. And if you want to reach the life that you've always known that you were meant to live, you're going to have to start by eliminating all of the shit that is holding you back and that is slowing you down. It's like you're literally running a marathon with rocks in your back. It's like you're running the 100-meter dash with a chained metal ball attached to your ankle. Like it's not going to work. You may eventually reach the finish line, but at what cost? At what condition would you be once you do reach the finish line, if you make it to the finish line? Because just because you're destined to be somewhere doesn't mean that you're actually going to be there. If you continuously make the wrong decisions, you're not going to be there. I know that we'd like to put all this feel-good message about you'll eventually reach wherever it is you're supposed to be. That's only for those who are intentional and who actually continuously learn, grow, and update themselves. Those are the people who are willing to take a chance. Those are for the people who have the courage to act in the face of fear. Those are the people who not only continuously learn, but who are willing to put themselves in uncomfortable situations in order to reach the success, knowing that comfort is a growth killer. Comfort is a growth killer. It's a dream killer. It's another distraction that's meant to slow you down. And I'm not saying that you can't enjoy comforts here and there. But what I'm saying is that to get into this mode and this habit to where everything becomes comfortable and you're just willing to stay stuck there, or it's not good for your personal development, and it's not good for your growth. It's just like those people who you call your friends that are actually holding you back. They're holding you back not because they're bad people. They're good people. Probably most of the time they're good people. But they're going over here and you're trying to go over there. But you'll never reach the destination over there as long as you're over here. Even if you're in the middle, you're still not going to be able to go over there because you're going to be in a completely different destination over here. At the end of the day, you have to commit to which version of yourself and which life that you want to live. Because it's up to you. It's all up to you. It's not the system's fault. It's not society's fault. You have the power to determine how it is that you're going to reinvent yourself and how it is that you're going to move forward and become the person that you're meant to become the person that you want to become. If you want to live that high rise styling and profiling lifestyle, that Ric Flair lifestyle, if you want that, you can have it. It's all a matter of decisions, actions, choices. What do you want? Identify what it is that you want. Create a blueprint, and whatever this particular individual is your future self, what it is that you want, you imagine yourself in that future of what it is that you are. And in imagining that, you know how it is that that person acts, how they conduct themselves, how they speak, how they carry themselves, the confidence that they have, what they look like in terms of their fashion, their body, etc. You know what this person is like. You know what the future version, the idealized version of yourself is like. You need to figure out what makes this person successful, what's so great about this individual, and then you just need to start doing the things that this person embodies. Like, for example, take me for example. I see my future self as being the man, the absolute man. I have the fashion sense, I have the cars, I have this, I have that, and I need to start embodying those qualities, meaning what type of man do I have to be in order to get that type of life? What do I have to learn? Who do I have to get in touch with? What type of network do I have to build? How does my body look? How do I carry myself? How do I speak? What do I know? Where do I live? And also, I would argue more importantly, what are the things that I am not doing? What are the things that I've cut out? Have I identified the things that are slowing me down? And if so, have I cut them out? That's another thing. Is the future version of yourself that is so great and so grand and idealized, because we all see this, is that individual engaging in habits and behaviors that you are currently going through and experiencing and doing right now? If not, you need to cut those out. And it's this dead weight that's slowing you down. And you can't let people, for example, because that's a big one. You can't let people, and this also includes family members, if applicable. But a lot of times it's going to be applicable because they just don't know. They don't see the vision that you see, but you see it. And you're going to have a process of going back and forth with them. They mean well. They want you to be okay. But here's the deal, though. They're your parents. They want you to be safe. They want you to be okay. But in order to get to where it is that you want to go, where it is that you need to go, you're going to have to make yourself uncomfortable, and you're going to have to really put yourself out there. And they're afraid for you, but you can't be afraid. And if you are scared, you still need to act in spite of that fear, in the face of that fear, and exercise some real courage. That doesn't mean that you're never going to be scared, but you just got to do it anyway. You just got to jump into the deep end. Because that's where the growth is. It's in the deep end. It's in the discomfort. It's in the uncomfortable. It's in the uncomfortable moments and situations. And again, this is a process by elimination. What are you willing to sacrifice? What vices are you willing to let go? What habits are you willing to let go? Because a lot of the times it's not just about stacking stuff and gaining knowledge and gaining skills. It's about eliminating the behaviors and the habits of what it is that you were in order for you to carry it on to the next level. Sometimes you just gotta, once you reach a certain point, you may be stagnant because you have yet to get rid of whatever behaviors that are down here that's still holding you back up here. And once you get rid of them, that's when you can go up even further. So a lot of the times you guys just hold yourselves back because there are some things that you're unwilling to do. You're unwilling to be consistent, for example. You're unwilling to put in the work. You're unwilling to be uncomfortable and let go of the people who are no longer serving you because you're going to a certain direction. You're unwilling to cut out the drugs or the alcohol if that's slowing you down. You're unwilling to change certain behavioral patterns and habits. You're unwilling to and a lot of the times you're aware of it, but you still choose to engage in behaviors that are holding you back, which is wild to me. It's just one of those wild duality aspects of human nature. But I would argue most of the time we know what it is that we're supposed to be doing, but we choose not to do it anyway, which is unfortunate because it works to our detriment. And if I'm trying to go over here and I was once over here, if I don't commit to going over here, even if I'm in the midway going over here, I'm not going to get to where it is that I want to go. I'm just not. And you don't realize that on the other side of that discomfort and that pain, not only is the growth there, but the people, the circumstances, and the situations that are meant for you will be there. You will meet better people. You will have better situations. You will have greater circumstances, but you can't see it in the moment because you're dealing with the discomfort of letting go that which no longer serves you. It's kind of like a process where you're kind of dying and you're being resurrected. And listen, you have a lot of you, most of you that are watching this probably have the privilege of living in the greatest country in the world, that is the United States of America. You can literally reinvent yourself right now and claim the life that you've always wanted. It's yours for the taking if you want it, but you got to be intentional about it. You can't let nothing and no one stand in your way. You can have it. You can have whatever it is that you want in this life, but it's up to you. It's up to you. Are you going to continue to self-sabotage, or are you going to get out of your way and say, hey, listen, I need to do things differently? It's entirely up to you. You can be whatever it is that you want to be, but it's entirely up to you whether or not you're going to get there. And I believe that you guys can get there, but it's going to come with some sacrifices. It's going to come with some discomfort. It's going to come with some pain. And that's meant to be that way. It has to be that way. It's for your growth. It's actually for your own good. So I believe that you guys can do it. I'm currently doing it right now because I feel as if I've never been closer to where it is I'm supposed to go than I do right now. I'm on my way and I know that I am. It's just a matter of, okay, am I committed? Am I committed to this path that I'm walking on right now? Or am I just talking a big game? So I'm going to continue to hold myself accountable to you guys. And I'm also going to continue to lead by example because I want you to see the growth over time. I want you to see the growth over time. No, it's not easy, but it's not supposed to be. That's what makes it rewarding when you actually win, because you just need to get it right one time. It just takes one moment. It just takes one hit and then you take off. That's it. But how can that opportunity be open to you if you're not actually prepared to capitalize on it? The best way to prepare yourself is to actually focus on yourself. Maybe you need to go to isolation. Maybe you need to go monk mode. Maybe you need to go ghost. You need to figure out what it is that you want to be, where it is that you want to be, who do you want to become, and analyze how does that compare to who you are now. And you need to come up with a blueprint and a game plan to get there. Because you're not going to get there from where you're currently at right now. But you got to believe and see the vision. You got to see more for yourself. Because I see that every single day. Sometimes it actually feels like a curse because I see everything that I can be capable of. But it doesn't align with what it is that I am now. And even though I'm acting in the direction in which I'm seeing in my mind, I'm still currently at where I'm at right now. But I can slowly feel a shift here to where I'm actually leaving all of this behind. And I can't wait. And I'm going to continue to be consistent as I possibly can. I'm going to continue to be persistent. And I'm just going to go. I'm just going to go and see what happens. I'm going to fail. I'm going to fail many times. I'm going to embrace it because there's learned lessons within it. And I'm just going to have a bias for action. It's action over everything for me. I'm always going to learn and be curious about certain things, but I'm always, 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 always going to have a bias for action. I would rather do it sloppy and messy than to just meticulously plan on making it perfect, because it will never come out that way. I don't care about making it that way. I just care about putting the shit out there. That's all I care about. I will get better over time. I will figure it out as I go. It's one of the great secrets. You just need to take action, guys. That's your vote of confidence. You just need to take action. And in closing, I will say this. You are greater than your job. You are greater than your current circumstance. You are greater than the place that you live. You are greater than the people that you hang around. You are greater than the clothes that you wear. You're greater than the city in which you live in. You're greater than your state. You're greater than, hell, you're greater than the country and greater than the world. But you're not going to be able to come to that realization unless you see the vision in yourself first. But that requires you to take 100% accountability and responsibility for your situation and circumstance in life, so that you could actually take the power away from the world and circumstances of the world and put it back into you, so that you can actually control the narrative. You have the power to reinvent yourself. You are a creator. You have the power to reinvent yourself. But a lot of us choose not to do so. A lot of us choose not to go through these updates and processes of evolution because we would rather stay the 2.3 version of ourselves when we should have already been the 4.3 version of ourselves. You know what I mean? So if computers and softwares and apps, if all of these things have to go through their updates to get their fixes, to have their functions optimized and whatnot, what makes you think that we can't do the same? We have to do the same. All right? I believe in you guys. Let's get out there. Let's get this money. Let's go to work. Let's be better people at the end of the day. Let's leave this world a better place than we first came into it, okay? We got to do it. We may stumble and we may fall, but we got to go through it to get to it, and I'm going to get mines. And I want you all to get yours too. That's it. Until the next one, ladies and gentlemen. Deuces.